Kristen Nagle was one of the first people to speak out. There were many for sure, but she really was on the front lines of this whole movement. And she has upwards of $100,000 in fines right now. The latest of which, 30,000, were only handed out last month after the Emergencies Act was proven illegal and unconstitutional. So they are making an example out of Kristen.
If you are Canadian,
you are at risk.
Your voice is at risk.
Your rights are at risk.
And we, the people, have had enough.
it is time to unite.
We do not consent to living in a world where doctors and nurses are afraid to speak up for fear of losing their license, their jobs, or even worse, face fines or imprisonment.
We do not consent to our children growing up in a Canada where if they know that something isn't right and they dare speak up, that they will be persecuted.
We do not consent to being silenced, censored, ostracized, or punished for using our voices and exercising our rights within the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Do you?
Kristen Nagle, a neonatal nurse of 14 years in Ontario, is facing over $100,000 in fines for bravely voicing valid concerns about lockdowns and mandates in 2020.
As the world moves on, Kristen has been fighting for 4 years to protect your right to protest and to speak freely right here on Canadian soil.
Well, it doesn't feel like it right now.
And while it's obvious that our courts are politically compromised,
we do still believe that there are judges and prosecutors in this country that abide by and respect our charter, who withhold the law fairly and without bias.
But until they show up, it's up to us to stand up for what's right.
Help us support Kristen by donating $5 to this former nurse, entrepreneur, wife, and mother of 3 move beyond these fines.
Donate.
Share.
tag everyone you know.
You got 2 weeks.
We stand for Kristen because we stand for united and healed Canada.
So this fund, it's a $5 campaign because we know that everyone is kind of in the hot seat right now. It's a $5 campaign. We've gathered together with some like huge accounts to try and get this out to everybody. And here's the thing, this is about Kristen. We want her to know that this wasn't done in vain, but it's actually about all of us because they're trying to make an example out of her so that no one will ever speak up again. And the only thing that Kristen did, if you're not aware of who she is, she went to church on Easter Sunday and she organized a peaceful protest. She's a neonatal nurse. So what this move, we're hoping to get this thing actually to $1 million. We want to cover Kristen's funds and then we want to start helping other people so we can actually tell the government, we will never be afraid. We will never stand down. You will not make an example out of her or anybody because we the people, we're not letting it happen.
Hell yeah.